start nuking major cities,
Yeah.
like where major invasions were taking place. And I think, like I said, a lot of our people would be killed just through our own trying to defend ourselves.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's without a doubt. Like
Yeah,
I said, even though like I believe that our nukes would not phase them whatsoever.
we'd still use them.
Yep. We'd still use them in a last ditch effort to try to at least fight back.
Well, that's the funny thing I've always found about the government is they love to lecture the whole public, and every government's like this, not just ours. They love to lecture their public and how they need to live and act and thing, but then when they're pushed into a corner, you see them make some of the most rash and undecisive decisions you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Just like, kind of like the scenario, aliens show up, and like I said, the first thing we should do, knowing that for one, they traveled to this planet, we already know their technology is better than ours.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think walking up trying to start a war with weapons is the best idea. But
No.
there'd be that one shoddy government that would fucking get scared and pop something off, and there we go.
Mm-hmm. That's why if like, all right, let's say there was an encounter like, let's say like a spaceship basically like a couple ships land like right around like the White House and basically would try to talk to them rationally. Like that would be more like a peaceful encounter versus ships landing in different areas around
Yeah,
the
what
world.
still wouldn't be an invasion, then I
No,
guess.
no. Like if you have
An
like different,
invasion's no talking, just straight.
yeah.
They show up, start fucking shit up.
Well, I'm not even saying like at first they fuck shit up. I'm saying like three ships just land in DC would probably be more of a peaceful gesture versus you have ships landing around the world. Even if they're not doing anything, that's still bringing like more uh, possibility for like a hostile action than anything else. Because you're basically
Right.
like you're showing, okay, well, we're all around the world now. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Right.
you know?
Alright. Well, I mean, like I said, it's just with this one, it's just we could really sit here all night and go on and on about every situation, and still we would probably miss a million different scenarios.
Oh yeah,
Because I mean, it's just I mean that's why it's the unknown. I mean, it's literally space is going to become our new ocean before in the next 100, 200 years. Because eventually we're going to break a point in technology where we're capable of exploring our entire ocean.
mm-hmm.
And the only place left to venture and explore after that will be space.
Yeah.
And then after that, I mean, that's really, I mean, hell, I don't even know if you were to put it into percentage how far we've even gotten. I know certain probes and little bitty satellites have made it farther than the other ones,
Um,
but I don't know what the farthest we've ever actually made it is.
I honestly don't know. I know. I believe recently I read something that we landed a probe on an asteroid, and it was supposed to be like they said like the estimated amount of money is just like disgusting, like 10, like 100 quintillion or something like that dollars.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
For
so
what? To land it on an asteroid?
no, the asteroid is worth that much money.
And that's why we landed our thing on it?
we landed our I believe we landed on there just like like to see what's on it and stuff like that. Just
Are we going to start fracking the asteroid?
that's not the first one that we landed on. Actually, I think this is like the second or third.
Bruce Willis landed on the first.
well, that was like a worldwide ending event and a movie, so there's a little bit of difference with that. but yeah, I read that like recently, and I was just like, you got to be shitting me.
Hmm. I, I don't know what the purpose of that though was. It's just kind of like we can do it.
we can do it and see what kind of elements are on there, see what the asteroids are comprised of, If
And
there's
then
any
you're like, oh,
elements
it's
that are
worth all this money and we can't have any of it.
yeah, yeah, I know.
And then how's it like? See, that's something I've always wondered, like in the money world. How do you decide then all of a sudden what becomes value? Because if we base our value of economic wise off of the value of gold, pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
because that's pretty much what all our paper currency is actually worth, is like $1 worth of gold.
Right.
Now, if we pull up some like asteroid and say, oh, it's estimated to be worth this billions of dollars, like, are you estimating that in gold or what's on there that is worth that much money?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, how do you equivalate to what that's worth? Is there $10 billion of gold on it, or how are you getting that figure?
I don't know. I didn't even like really read the article. I just saw the headline for it, and I'm just like, you gotta be
Oh,
kidding
okay.
me.
It just popped up in your head.
Yeah, yeah, it just popped in my head,
I
man.
gotcha. I mean, this was a good one. I enjoyed it. It was, like I said, it's just there's 1,000 different ways we could go with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, there's not very many stories for it other than like the one I just said and the one where there was a missile or rocket test that the U.S. military was conducting, and the rocket took off and it spiraled out of control and basically exploded in midair. They were recording it, and upon like watching the recording, they saw some kind of aircraft like craft right next to it emitting a beam, hitting the head of the warhead, and basically like messing up its like guidance systems and basically causing it to malfunction and explode. So I mean
See,
that
well,
base
I just don't know why a UFO would just show up just to do that real quick.
to demonstrate the same way it basically showed up at a ICM missile base and basically shut everything off. To basically show
Yeah,
what it
but
could do.
my point isn't why though. It's just like just like watch them freak the fuck out. You know, just like a couple of drunk good old boys up in a spaceship. Like watch me scare the fuck out of them.
Well, if you were like a race that was coming here for whatever reason it is, you basically would kind of want to show, hey, look, this is what we can do against you. What do you think? What do you have that's going to be, against us? What you have is shit. Basically, that's what they're saying.
So they just came in and flexed real quick.
Basically, yes.
Assholes.
That's basically what it is. They're just like, showing, okay, we can do this. You can't do shit against us. So, what are you going to
Yeah.
do? That's basically what it is. And it basically proves a good point. Like, if we were dealing with an alien invasion, the majority of our military tech would be useless against them unless our government or our military had
Hiding
shit.
something.
Exactly. They're hiding something from us that they could use against them.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing. But even then, who knows how much they actually have in production to actually use against something like this?
I mean, they had created dark matter inside of the Hadron Collider, haven't they?
Yeah, but at least one speck of that shit could like literally destroy the entire planet.
Yeah, but they also said one speck of it could provide an unlimited source of energy too.
Right, if used properly. Like all it
Yeah,
has to,
so
if it
who
goes
knows if they're using that kind of shit as a battery for something.
right, but all you have to do is have something like all you have to do is have like one thing go off, like the slightest amount, and then that's it. Kaboom, everything's done.
Yeah, well,
So
that was the same thing when they turned on the Hydrogen Collider to begin with.
exactly, and they should never have done that.
Well, I mean, if they did that, you think they're going to stop at this next point? They're like, well, we got that one. Let's keep going.
Oh, that's the other thing too. The hydrogen collider has basically been turned on and off so many different times. At least the big one in Europe. I
Yeah,
don't know about the one we have here in the United States.
yeah, that one's not even near the capacity of the one in Switzerland.
No, no, it's nowhere even near the capacity. But even then, I don't even know what they're doing with that one. but it's
Yeah,
still.
well, I mean, all I know is they conduct just. It's the only hadron collider that they can conduct like universe. What am I trying to say? The exact words. The universe situational experiments, like where
The Big Bang.
black holes.
Mm-hmm.
They can create black holes in a safe environment,
Okay.
and they can't like it's the only facility on Earth that can create an actual black hole, sustain it, and then dissipate it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they run tests on black holes interactions with different things, and
Yeah.
and they created black. I mean, they do all kinds. I don't know everything they do with them, but they do a lot of experiments with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know they were doing like they were experimenting on like how the Big Bang happened and stuff like that. I know they were doing that.
Yeah, I mean that's where they said that they've that. I mean, I remember that caught like a bunch of stuff a long time ago when they first turned it on. Is when they found that first particle that they didn't know what it was that ended up being black matter.
Mm-hmm.
At first, they thought it was the God particle,
Yeah.
and I remember that caused a lot of stir up in the world because like if they could have traced the God particle means they could have gone back all the way to the creator. They could have found out who created the earth, how it was created,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And people were getting very scared that people were going to find out something, I guess.
Well, a lot of people were also saying that since that thing was turned on, they were opening up interdimensional gateways with it. Demons were coming out of it. Things like that. Oh yeah, there was a lot of conspiracy theories with that. Um,
Kind of like Doom.
kind of, yeah. Like they were like since they were doing those tests, there were like portals opening up in the sky and things were coming out of it. Um, Demon activity and all this other shit was on the rise because of it and all this other stuff.
It definitely sounds like a movie The Rock would sign on
Oh
for.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, like I said, it's possible that we could have made all kinds of weapons through the advancement of those areas and stuff like that. And like I said, if we've been taking parts of ships, other aliens, I mean, who knows what we got?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, they didn't even want to tell us that these things existed until here recently.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to sit there and say that like all the shit they've done with the stuff over the years?
Exactly.
I mean, I mean, I don't know for physical fact, like I've seen the evidence or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but like deep in my soul, I know this is the same technology that we got from the cell phones
Oh yeah.
and GPS, all that shit we got today came from that shit because it just, we were barely getting into a point where we were, what was it like? We'd only been flying in the air like probably 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally 45 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we got space shuttles and phones, and it's just like all of a sudden, right after the Roswell incident, or whatever incident you want to call the first incident that happened around the 40s and 30s,
Mm-hmm.
just right then it went from being the auto industry era to the boom of technology era.
Yeah.
And you saw computers and all that came out, and these are things that nobody even fathomed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, it's nuts. But, yeah,
Uh, yeah, I know this isn't like a paranormal unexplained one. This is just more of like a scenario of like what could possibly happen. But it was still an interesting
still
topic.
fun.
Oh yeah, it was still a good topic though. I think. I
Yeah,
thought.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun just to ramble on with the what ifs.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have to once in a while,
Yeah,
especially something like this. With like especially with way everything's going. I mean, who
for real.
knows? Like for all we know, in the next couple weeks, like something like this could happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I've been seeing posts about it. Now, I don't know how true any of these are. Let me see if I can't find one.
Okay.
Let's see real quick. Government. I swear I saw something not that long ago. It goes, saw something not that long ago where they were talking about, like, due to recent UFO activity
Mm-hmm.
and all this, that it could be signs of a coming invasion.
Seriously?
Yeah, because they said that, like, I mean, and it made sense to, like, the reasons why all of a sudden the government was coming out and saying UFOs and shit were real,
Yeah.
and then, like, and they've been saying that, like, the sightings between and like Israel and all around the world have like increased dramatically over the course of the last few 3 or 4 years,
Right.
and they've gotten to a point that there's so many of them that the government has no choice but to confirm that they exist.
Exactly.
And so, and then I don't know who it was, but somebody said that there was a chance. I couldn't find the article like I did before, but this was a while back. But it was like when we talked about it a while back.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that another article saying that like certain consultants to the government have consulted with the president and other people, warning that these could be signs of a coming invasion. That these could be like scout ships,
Okay. It's
and
possible.
that's why Trump started the Space Force and
Yeah.
announced that they're real and everything else, trying to get ahead of it.
Right. Right.
What is everybody going to say if Trump's right and the Space Force saves the world? How's anybody going to try to impeach that man again? He just saved the universe. We'll see.
That's all we can do. Let's just wait and see what
That's it.
happens, man.
But, well, I guess that'll do it for us tonight, I guess, then.
Yep.
But real quick, y'all, we are sitting here on November 2nd. Tomorrow's a very big day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what day it is. The presidential election's happening. Not telling you to vote one way or another. Just telling you, whatever the outcome of this thing is, everybody keep in mind we're all Americans, we're all on the same side,
Mm-hmm.
and let's not lose our minds in either way this turns out, whether one turd sandwich wins or one douche wins. So
you know what? I was thinking the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just got to remember, just kind of like the alien thing we were talking about, that yeah, it's going to seem like whichever way you're voting against, if the other person wins, it's going to feel like it's the end of the world and an invasion. But don't lose your mind and don't go crazy.
Exactly.
Just take care of each other and be kind to one another, and everything will be all right at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So good luck on y'all, and I hope y'all really take care of each other. Remember, no matter how crazy it gets, just take care of yourself and be kind to each other.
Exactly. We're all humans. We all have to help each other out at the end of the day.
That's it.
But that's going to end our show for tonight. So I want to thank you all again for coming in. And we should have another show next week. And Jason's going to be picking the topic.
I will be. I haven't got it yet, but I will have one for you shortly.
All right. And I'll let everybody know when that happens. But until next week, thank you all again for coming in.
And remember, we're going to have one more show next week, and then we're going to have a week that we're not going to be on that next one because I will be out of town.
Yeah. So.
we will be getting back to it as soon as we can after that. But I will be announcing here shortly what my topic for next weekend will be.
All right, sounds good. Until then,
Okay.
have a good night, everybody. Have a good week. See you all next week. I'm Nick, the co-host Jason.
Later, guys.
See you all next time.